Hello friends, are you okay? Today's video will be about a beautiful nurse who was exposed to a disease that disfigured her face, which led to her being called the ugliest woman in the world. She is Mary Ann Bevan. Who is this woman and what are the sufferings she was subjected to by society? Before beginning of the video, do not forget to support us by subscribing to the channel and activating the bell button to receive all new updates. Let's get started. People used to call her the ugliest woman in the world, Mary Ann Bevan, who was born in 1874. She was a very beautiful young woman and worked as a nurse, and from the intensity of the charm of her beauty that attracts men, she decided to marry, as she bore him 4 children. When she reached the age of 32, she began to show symptoms of illness, gigantism and enlargement of the limbs, and the features of her shape changed permanently. And this is what caused her abnormal growth and deformation of facial features, continuous headaches, severe visual impairment, and pain in the joints and muscles. And after her husband died, and with her severe illness, she was supposed to spend on her children. And after she accumulated severe debts, and because of her illness, she was expelled from work, and with her frustration and financial need, she participated in the competition of the ugliest woman in the world. And she won the humiliating prize, to get the value of the prize, and it was only $50. Then they took her to the circus to wrap all the cities in Britain, because people were flocking to her to see the ugliest woman in the world. As Mary was in pain from the inside and her body was full of wounds and acute infections, and she was a condition working in the circus is for her to walk long distances on her feet so that people can see her and come to the circus, despite the pain in her feet and the joints of her feet. But she was silent for the sake of her children, and yet she continued to work and endured ridicule and people laughed at her, but she was able to raise her children and spend and she taught them. The children used to throw stones at her, and leaves in the circus because she was scary, and they called her the scary monster. And she was crying in front of them, and she used to say to the children in the theater, "I love you children, you look like my children." But they treated her as if she was an animal. And she continued with this work shameful for her until she died of pain and fell in the middle of the circus, and the audience applauded her and the audience believed that she represented them and made them laugh. She passed away in 1933. One of her sons said after her death, "My mother used to bring us bread when we were hungry. She would cry all night, and she would say, 'I feel that I do not deserve to be a good mother, should I be so beautiful that they respect me?'" After she was subjected to a severe illness, the beauty of her face was covered with a painful scattering. Our woman did not break and did not give up in front of the difficulties. As she lived with a physical ache that struggled to weaken her will, she overcame that ordeal to show a new look to the world. She became involved in a competition known as the ugliest woman in the world, but she did not participate to show off, but for the sake of her children who depended on her. While trying to overcome her personal tragedy, she was able to reunite her family and provide the care she could for her children. It has become a symbol of perseverance and strength in the face of difficulties. Despite negative views and challenges, she continued to work hard and make incremental gains. Through her work and dedication, her story has become a source of inspiration for many around the world. Her transformation from her outer beauty to her inner strength made her pulse with a spirit of challenge and adherence to hope. Her facial features may have changed, but the strong spirit and love she carried in her heart still radiated through her, and so she became an inspiring model of resilience and determination in the face of adversity. If there were any standards for human beauty, Mary Ann Bevan would have been given the title, the most beautiful woman in the world.